thoughts about Tom Campbell's ideas he has put forth on YouTube, and as I understand them, obviously my understanding is incomplete. I'm not a deep devotee. I haven't read his books. I've watched a lot of his videos. It's about my only qualification to say anything about Tom Campbell. So the other day I wrote a little list, 5 items that came to mind real quick. This is number 5 on the list. I'm jumping to this one because I want to do another video that's going to address this point. So let me jump to number 5, and that is pretty esoteric. And there's some concepts here that you have to understand this sentence. Does decision space hold the need for consciousness? Does decision space hold the need for consciousness? So, decision space in Tom's world, or in any world, I guess, the way he looks at that is, say a caterpillar doesn't have a big decision space. It can eat or not eat. It's got a very limited decision space about what he does. It's mostly going to be on impulse, instinct. You know, maybe a bear has got more decision space. He can choose to attack that person ambling through the woods or not attack that person through the woods, you know, or whatever. A cat or dog's got more decision space. And now a cat or dog or a pet of a human's got to start learning things from the humans. And start human commands and humans' pleasure and displeasure, how they follow their commands, etc., etc. So, as the being gets more conscious, it has a bigger decision space. How much of a decision space does a plant have, if any? So that's one of the arguments, one of the questions people want to ask him, you know, is, does a plant have consciousness? And Tom puts the limit pretty small. I would say a plant does. He says no, but because there's no decision space. Well, I think there's a slight decision space. You know, slight consciousness to go along with the slight space. But let's not split hairs. So that's that concept. Does decision space hold the need for consciousness? So to have it, to be able to make a decision, you need a consciousness. That's the pull. And what is this pull? I guess the pull is, if you look at scientifically, you know, the evolutionary tendency or force or whatever, survival of the fittest or most optimal. So to try to speak in kind of his terms, your avatars out there, which is me and you, of course, your avatars out there are getting more of a decision space. They have to have intelligence to deal with that decision space. And then beyond simple intelligence, they need to be able to make, you know, ethical decisions down the road. There's the need for consciousness to evolve. So I guess if you want to get that kind of pseudo-scientific view of things, and I can put it other ways. You know, I could say, well, I guess you'd have to turn the whole thing the other way around, look at it from the other side. Because really, most models of cosmology kind of work from the top down rather than the bottom up. Think about that for a minute, I guess.